I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah. Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Dollar, dollar.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gritty Gang, welcome back to another episode of The Gritty Gamblers here by StadiumRant. We, just a little recap for Friday. We did okay. Didn't go 6 for 6 like the Monday. However, we did do well enough to at least, if you're single betting, to at least cash a profit. I know that baseball, we've been hot in baseball. Baseball's been one of our best bets so far. I know the Padres won for us on Saturday, and then the Yankees, of course, won on Saturday too, because every game that I'm betting, the Yankees just somehow ends up happening that they win the game. So for me being a Red Sox fan, I'm going to try to go away from that whole scenario because I need my Sox to catch up. So we're not going to help the Yankees in any way. I'm too superstitious to let that happen. So no more Yankees for at least a little bit. If I get down too bad gambling, then we might have to go back to the well. But for now, we're going to let the Red Sox catch up on some games here because I would like to see the Red Sox in the playoffs, but we'll have to see. Anyway, we hit the Miami covering the 8.5. Pretty surprised that they won, to be honest. Denver's first loss away or at home this year. And we're getting to it later. I think Vegas is overreacting just a little bit to it. But it's pretty impressive. They played a really good game. The one bet that I personally missed this weekend was the Jokic triple-double. He didn't get the assists. He got like 40-something points, and then he had over 10 rebounds. So he wasn't a big playmaker on the day for Monday, or Sunday. So we'll take that loss on the chin. But the Miami 8.5 looks pretty good, especially with them winning, but couldn't have called that, right? So I don't know about hockey. Like I said, I don't watch hockey. I don't get into hockey. I know the guys, they did bet it. So we'll have to go back and look at what they had and see if they ended up cashing on those. I feel like maybe they took Vegas. Did they take Vegas for? I think I don't know if they took them or not, but Vegas ended up winning 5-2. So hopefully they did take Vegas, and we're cashing money here. But as you can see, I am the only host tonight, so we're gonna bang out a few bets here. And hopefully we're going to stay hot. I mean, we really have been hot. So I know there was a guy on TikTok that was getting after me because I think I went like 0 for 3, 0 for 2, and we had that 6 for 6 night. Now, I went crazy. I'm like, yeah, where you at? What's up? Like, man, people just want you to fall so hard. Like they preying on your downfall. They don't care if you win. They just want you to lose. So it's all good. They usually have to wait a little while if they want to see us lose around here because all we really do is win. Shout out to DJ Khaled. Love that. So let's get into the bets this week, ladies and gentlemen. We've got quite a bit to go over. The Nuggets and the Heat are going to play on Wednesday. This one's going to Miami, so the Nuggets aren't going to be at home. And then, of course, we got baseball, full baseball week, and then we do have the Stanley Cup. But if you listen to the last podcast, it would be completely irrational of me to give you a hockey bet because I know just as much about cricket as I do hockey, and I've watched cricket one time on ESPN, maybe. So we're not going to be irresponsible and give you some hockey plays in hopes that it hits. So All right, let's get right into it. Bets for baseball this week. We're going to have 3 games. First one's going to be tomorrow, Tuesday. Braves money line against the Mets. Carlos Carrasco stinks. And I have no idea why they haven't put him in the bullpen yet. He's not good. He was never great, but he was viable, and now he's just not viable, right? So we're not gonna overreact and not pick the Braves. Bryce Elder's pitching. Bryce Elder's been having a pretty good year. So taking Braves money line. I believe it was sitting at maybe 165. This could have been a big one. It was in 160, minus 165, 190, minus 190, one of those two. It was the big one. I think the biggest one on the day. So, yeah. Taking the Braves money line. Next game is going to be the Rangers money line. And who was the Mariners? I think I got this. Okay, I'm good. The Rangers. Sorry, the Rangers playing the Cardinals. And Dane Dunning's pitching. And that name probably won't sound familiar to a lot of you unless you are a complete diehard baseball fan. And Dane Dunning has been shoving this year. He has just a little bit over a 2 ERA. And it's against really good, like the last 5 games against really good teams. He's played against the Mariners, Pirates, the Braves. And then he also took care of the Angels too, that's a pretty tall task now with the Trout and Ohtani in the lineup. But he's just over a 2 ERA, shoving, and the Cardinals it's an odd year for the Cardinals, right? Like usually they're always in the NL Central. They're always competing for it at least. They're never like this far behind. I think the Reds are even ahead of them this year. So it's been a down year for the Cardinals, which is, like I said, it's pretty surprising because you still have Goldschmidt there and you still have Nolan Arenado. But yeah, I'm going to take Rangers money line in that game. And then our last baseball game that we have will be Mariners money line. So I believe last week we were in the same position and Logan Gilbert was pitching and I actually faded him and it paid off, right? Like I think out of the last 4 baseball games, we're 4 for 4. So, like we're hot right now, but I think I'm going to go back to the Logan Gilbert. Well, I think this is a good bounce back game for him, especially against the Padres. Padres are kind of one of those teams that are, man, if they can really pull it together and get consistent, man, they can be a really good team, right? But they're not consistent yet. So I think you could capitalize on that, and you can get Logan Gilbert here at plus money, and I think I like that all day long. So I'm going to take Mariners money line plus money for our last baseball game of tomorrow. So let's move right along. We're going to go to the NBA Finals now. So this game will be on Wednesday in Miami, as I mentioned earlier. And I think Vegas, because at the start of the show I was telling you, I think Vegas is freaking out a little bit too much. And the reason I say it's because Nuggets are only 2.5 favorites. And prior to this series, if you remember, there was a ton of people saying that Miami is not going to – they might not even get a game. They're going to get swept. Like, if they get a game, it's going to be one game. And I think people are overreacting to that because they got a game on the road against Denver. So I'm going to be one of the guys that's not going to overreact here. Most of everyone was saying, if they get a game, it'll probably be on the road in Miami, which makes more sense, of course. But if you think about it, that means Denver has to win at least, from what you were thinking, Denver has to win at least one game on the road. Personally, I think they could take both of these games on the road. I really do. The Nuggets played well on the road against the Lakers. I know it's going to be different time zone changes, so that could throw them off a little bit. Don't think it will. The good thing is that it's not going to get later than 8 for them, right? Because the time zone goes back. So if it's 8 o'clock in Miami, it's 5 in Denver, right? So, or they could be Mountain Time. They're either West. It's either going to be 5 or 6 for them. They're either West Coast or Mountain Time. But I think, like I said, I think they're overreacting here. I think taking the Nuggets at 2.5 is a steal. I'm thinking about doing an alternate line, maybe doing the Nuggets -5. I think you can get that for plus 140. And you can even go more. I don't think this game's going to be really that close. I think the Nuggets are going to be pissed off for dropping that game. They really shouldn't have. And if they I think they have their sights set on trying to clinch this game in 5. Just so they can bring it home while they're at home. Because game 5, they're going to go back to Denver. I really think they're going to work their butts off to pull like 3 games in a row out of them. So I'm going to take the Nuggets at -2.5 here. I really think that's easy. I have no doubts in it at all. Like, this could be a well play. A well play to me is if I have a regular unit, 1 unit, well play to me is like 5 units. I am looking at putting 5 units on this. I just think they're freaking out, man. They dropped a game at home, and they're 100% thinking that they can lose to Miami here, and it's not happening. Jimmy Butler just, man, I was really a Jimmy fan this whole playoffs. It kind of seems like I think he might be hurt. And I say that because even in the Boston series, he was really good early. Then he faded. So I think there's something going on with him. He hasn't looked good the last 2 games, really. He's been fine, but it hasn't been the Jimmy Butler that everyone fell in love with. So Nuggets at -2.5. And then the last bet that I'm going to give you, NBA Finals, is Nikola Jokic over 28.5 points. And the reason I'm going to this is because I believe that Miami thinks they have found the answer to Jokic. And I truly believe that they're going to try and turn him into a scorer first. And they're going to try to completely take away his ability to play make. And they're literally just because, he just scored 40-something points and they lost. So I truly believe that they're just going to try and make him score the ball, and which is so wild to think because he can score the ball. It's just, I think Spoelstra believes that Denver is more deadly when Jokic is driving and kicking to someone open rather than just, to try to double him in the post and then, having him throw the ball to someone wide open that can make the shot. They would rather just live with Jokic taking the ball one-on-one down low and scoring 40-something points. So, to me, I think that's a bad idea because Jokic can do it all. I mean, he is unreal. Seriously, he is incredible. But we're not talking about how incredible he is. We're just going to talk about how many points he's going to score. And to me, the way Spoelstra is going to play it, I think, is to let Jokic average 30-plus points and try to eliminate the others out of the game. Michael Porter Jr. had 5 points the game on Sunday night yesterday. So and oh my gosh, it seems like Michael Porter has put up double digits in almost every game this year. Holding him to 5 points is pretty remarkable. So like I said, I'm rambling just a little bit, but the moral of the story is we're going to take Nikola Jokic over 28.5 points. So, yeah, I'm pretty confident in this week's slate, hoping to go 5 for 5. Man, if we go just based off me, of course, Matt has been pretty hot too. And then, of course, Tyler will come on here every now and then. He put up a couple good bets here. So, but if we're just basing off me, I went 4 for 4 on Monday's podcast, and then I went 3 for 4 on Friday's podcast. So right now I'm 7 for 8. If we go 5 for 5, that's looking really good. 12 for 13, and that's a lot of good profit. So yeah, we're not gonna spoil it. We're not gonna jinx it. We're just gonna hope it hits, and we'll just watch the game to see how it plays out. But anyway, I appreciate all of you coming in, hanging out. I know with me it was probably kind of boring because we have had a couple of people on here hanging out, talking some ball, and it's not just me rambling the whole time because I do like to ramble, and yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming in here, betting with us. If you are betting with us, if you are, you've been very happy over the last week, and hopefully it's going to continue. We're going to continue that trend for let's see. Let's say the lifetime of this show. That sounds like a good ending. The lifetime of this show is, yeah, that's a good goal to have, to continue this absolute roll that we're on for the lifetime of the show. So again, thank you all for tuning in. I hope you all have a good week. Good week gambling as well. Let's go make this money. Everyone take it easy. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Y'all have a good one. Stay safe.